Welcome back, Guardian. Sorry for the long break between my past two videos, and I am back. I am aware that I've just returned, and at this time of writing this script, it's been 2 days. Besides that, shall we discuss if Bungie is destroying itself, or are we, the player base, wrong? Okay, before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe. So without any further delay, let's begin. So is Bungie destroying itself? The short answer is yes. Well, the reason why I think they're destroying the game is because there's not enough content. The DCV was introduced because the game size was too big, so when they were doing bugs it would take them longer since it's a longer piece of the code, as well as that had tune more stuff, so the DCV was the only option. As well as Beyond Light was not meant for Destiny 2, it was meant for Destiny 3, so they could have probably made a new engine what made Destiny run better, but they decided to keep with Destiny 2 the same engine they had with Halo, but they just decided to build on it, which was a bad decision. Not only because it's put a strain on the game engine, but it will increase the file size. So at the start, Shadowkeeper was 150GB. Now, not many people have that much space on the hardware as an SSD, so this will cause a storage problem. So they introduced DCV, getting rid of all the content and some settings. Now let's have a look what other people had to say around the community.
The same systems, the same leveling, no anti-cheat.
I'm not the first person to bring this up, the lack of the anti-cheat. Destiny 2 does not have a proper anti-cheat set in place. There are some anti-cheat measures that Bungie has, but ultimately they're not really doing a very good job of actually keeping cheaters out of the game.
Bringing back old things, getting 3 new things.
And with nothing else to discuss and a need for content on my channel, here I am again talking about weapon sunsetting. So 2 months in. We looking good? No, we're not. We're not looking good. The short-term implementation of sunsetting has not been great. I think we all know that. I think Bungie has bit off more than they can chew with this, and probably should not have sunset as many things at once.
Why is sunsetting problematic? 3 reasons again. The RNG is too brutal. Regrinding for a functionally similar piece of gear in a functionally similar activity is a recipe for burnout. And 3, non-power level enabled PvP has to deal with the strongest loot of all time, all the time.
That don't end up mattering. The game is not hard. It's not challenging players. The casuals are getting bored.
Here's the truth. Bungie made a statement well over a year ago now that they were going to have a renewed, this is quote unquote, renewed focus on PvP. When that statement was made, PvP players said, okay, excellent, we don't know exactly what that means or when that means, but at least they're going to make some changes. So players were content to be patient for some time.
You are going to be watching me, MTash, and ZK attempt to go flawless. Little did we know that Trials was going to get disabled on our second win,
as can be showcased in the last 5 videos that I've uploaded on this channel. If you haven't seen those videos, make sure to go check those out, because basically there was a cheater who was live streaming his cheats, taunting Bungie's anti-cheat in the title, streaming with red boxes on the screen, and every time he got his account banned in Destiny 2, he just logged into a new free-to-play account again and again and again and again, and he continuously cheated inside Destiny 2.
Would you look at that? The top creator in the directory right now, sunsetting was a mistake. It's almost like we called that 2 years ago, before they started actually doing it.
Hearing that Bungie is just reintroducing the same stuff again that we already grinded for, and we aren't able to infuse it into the stuff sitting in our vault because those versions are sunset, but the new ones aren't sunset, yeah, not great. I'll give you that 10 out of 10 times, 100 out of 100 times. It's not great. It's not. Now, if the perks are different, then yeah, it's still not great, but part of sunsetting was to slowly reduce the amount of guns with Outlaw Rampage or other top combos available in the loot pool, so I can at least understand that. If the perks change, then not allowing people to infuse older versions at least makes sense given that situation. If they don't change, then all logic would point to allowing people to infuse their old copies with new ones to keep the role that they had. Even with the perks getting changed, it can still feel bad to see a gun return that you have sitting in the vault expired because some people just aren't familiar with the intricacies of the whole perk situation.
It is already difficult enough to acquire a weapon where even the 2 main trait perks, let alone the barrel, magazine, and masterwork, are desirable. Sunsetting allows a weapon to exist for a year, yet some of the strongest gear takes nearly a full dedicated year of grinding to acquire. I'm not exaggerating. I spent 8 months on Anio. I spent 4 dedicated weekends on the Mindbender's Ambition to not even get a close roll to what I wanted. I spent over a year on weekly chest resets for the Transfiguration Scout Rifle to no avail. I spent over a month solely going for a perfect Tatara Gaze Sniper Rifle to no avail. I've never even seen a curated Twilight Oath. I've never seen a quick draw explosive round Old Fashioned, even though it's been in the world loot pool for quite a while. Despite spending multiple months in the Garden of Salvation raid, I've never seen a quick draw kill clip Sacred Providence. What about those months of Reckoning going for a spare rations and a max range shotgun? I can go on, but let's stay on target.
And brace for these changes, but this focus on PvP, it was never really actualized so far that we've noticed, and they feel let down. You know, we got Trials, which honestly was not a bad move in my opinion. Just releasing Trials was not a bad move. It was just a little poorly executed in a few different capacities.
So you're going to be watching 2 games, all stasis, and you're going to be seeing my reaction to when I read that Trials got disabled. So I hope you guys enjoy that.
DDoS signal essentially taking their internet off altogether has been a thing since Destiny 1 Year 1. I was DDoSed in Destiny 1 Year 1. I was DDoSed in Destiny 1 Year 2. I was DDoSed in Destiny 1 Year 3. I was DDoSed in D2 Year 1, and so on and so forth. Until just now, Bungie has finally resolved the issue. It's taken 6 years to resolve this issue. But the real glaring issue from this is not the issue of DDoSing itself, it's what the DDoS culture created within the Destiny 2 community.
To answer the question of, does having specific roles / stats on gear even matter? I'm going to answer yes, it absolutely does. To me, the fun of Destiny is taking advantage of the wide array of sandbox offerings and making an interesting build that is enjoyable to push its ceiling. With sunsetting in its current form, it disrespects player time investment by nuking purposefully crafted builds out of existence, despite some players like myself spending entire seasons to nearly a year of actively putting it together. I did these activities for loot to upgrade builds to use in the endgame. In the recent TWAB, that's This Week at Bungie newsletter, it was announced that the Moon and Dreaming City would have the old weapons become available again, but with a new perk pool. In my opinion, these weapons are new weapons, and I should be excited about using them. But in the back of my head, I can almost guarantee that a functionally similar role will exist to the weapons that I already spent months doing the exact same activity to acquire. If this ends up being the case, then the community will feel like their time was disrespected.
Due to the automated progression, Crucible tokens and Crucible token gifts are no longer needed and will be deprecated into junk that will be deleted as a full stack starting in Season 13. So cash those tokens in before the end of the season and get ready to earn some Masterwork materials.
Riveting! Before I begin, don't forget to leave a like and a sub if you enjoy my content. So as I was saying, what Bungie could have done is listen to the community. If we were to look at other games such as Rainbow Six Siege, another game I enjoy playing, it listens to its community where certain operators will be buffed or nerfed. Like for example, Bikini Body, another Rainbow Six YouTuber, had a campaign to have an ACOG, which is a sight on a boss G, which is a weapon the South Korean uses, so it's Dokkaebae and Vigil, so a main claim was a boss G ACOG, and they listened, and now we had the boss G ACOG. So these community members could be like stretch code Datto, so they could see what they can add to the game or remove. This would be more transparent. I'm not saying that Bungie should copy this, but at least take into account one way or another how they can communicate. For example, if key players around the community can see what's going behind the scenes, they could advise them, say, okay, this is good, this is not good, to help the long life of the game. Okay, that is the end of the video, so let's leave on a positive note. I'll be making 3 videos a week, sorry, not a day, as well as trying to make content in Division 2, another game I personally like. So I'm off to kill some noobs in Gambit. So it was Isaac tomorrow. I'll see you later.